In this video, I'm going to be reviewing the Asvine P36 fountain pen. I'll go over the specs, I will do a writing sample, and I'll tell you what I like and don't like about this pen coming up. Blake here with Blake's Broadcast. On this channel, I review fountain pens, paper, and ink, and as always, I put links in the show notes in the description below. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, it really helps out my channel. Alright, let's get on with the review. This is the Asvine P36 fountain pen. This is the first pen from Asvine that I've had, but I like it a lot, so I don't think it will be the last. Now, Asvine, I could not find a lot of information about this brand. It is a Chinese manufacturer. I've read online that they were or are an OEM manufacturer for some other companies. I don't know if that's true, but I read that online, so I don't know. That's as much as I could find out about this company. In terms of the design, I've heard this compared to a coned bulk filler, and I can certainly see the similarities there. We have a clear plastic body and titanium trim, so that is very similar. When I look at the bulk filler, I don't think this is a copy. For one, we have a piston filler here, and another big difference in the design is that the cap ring on a bulk filler is up higher and there's a piece of plastic on the cap lip instead of metal. It's not the same design. They are very similar. Now, one major difference here is that this costs $55 with a Bach nib, and a coned bulk filler is something around, I think, $700 to $1,000 for a similar sized pen with also a Bach nib. Now, Bach, of course, has different grades of nibs, and the coned nibs are expertly tuned, which these are not. But it's pretty hard to justify that difference in price when we get such a similar pen. Now, I've never had a coned, been aware of the brand for a long time. I would love to experience a coned pen at some point. They're really hard to buy. I don't know how you buy one anymore, but these are readily available on Amazon. It's $55 for one with a Bach nib and $45 for one with a Asvine nib. Now, when I bought this, I didn't realize there was an Asvine nib option. From the reviews that I've looked at, people tend to prefer the Asvine nib. It's softer, it's smoother, it's wetter. From looking at the pictures, I can say that the Bach nib has a better shape to it, a more attractive shape. The Bach nib comes in one extra nib grade. You get broad, whereas with the Asvine you only get extra fine, fine, and medium. These are small differences. The next Asvine pen I'm going to get will have an Asvine nib, so I'll be able to do a comparison at that point. But if you don't care about the way that the nib looks as much, and it's a small difference, I say go with the Asvine nib. Now, the nib units are not threaded. They are friction fit for both, so they're not as easy to swap out. Although if you do go with the Bach, I think you will have more luck fitting other nibs to this pen. Anyway, let's walk through the pen. Torpedo shape, we have solid titanium trim here for the piston knob, the finial, and the clip. One thing I will say about this titanium is compared to other titanium objects I've had, watches mainly, this titanium looks a bit whiter. I think this is the only sort of titanium thing that I have here. It's just my iPhone and natural titanium, and this has a little bit darker of a color, which is what I'm more used to seeing with titanium. Now, of course, this is an alloy. There are different grades of titanium, so I don't know anything about titanium. I just noticed that the color looked a little bit whiter than what I'm used to seeing, but it feels like titanium because it's very light. On the cap ring here, we can see it says Asvine, and then we can see P36. I think the clip also does have kind of a coned look to it. It's pretty flat. There is a little bit of concave or convex on the side here, and then it's cut straight. It's a pretty sharp looking pen. I think compared to a TWSBI, this is a much better looking fountain pen. Now, the TWSBI polycarbonate does have maybe a more premium feel to it, but I think I like the looks of these pens better, and the prices are very similar. Now, taking off the cap here, we have a solid titanium grip section and titanium threads, and then we have the standard Bach number 6 nib with their generic Bach logo here. and this is a fine nib. And then if we look at the body, we can see the piston here, and if I twisted the piston knob, it would move the plunger down, but I'm not going to do that because I don't want to shoot ink out of the pen. So let's do some measurements. This is about 145 millimeters long and uncapped, looking at what, roughly 130, 131 millimeters. And posted, this does post, although it becomes kind of long and top heavy, but we can give this measurement. It doesn't post too far down on the body there. We're looking at about 178, so it becomes very long when posted. The grip section, my caliper is out of battery, but I will put the grip section width up on the screen so you guys can see that. Very comfortable, big grip section. I really do like this. Looks and feels really nice. Now for weight, uncapped, looking at 20.61 grams, and with the cap, 31 grams. So it's got a little bit of weight to it. You know, the titanium is pretty lightweight and the body is plastic, but it doesn't feel, you know, it's got more heft than a typical plastic pen. So it's very nice. I think posted, you would do this maybe for quick notes or something like that, but for long writing sessions, I do not recommend this. It's just too long and it is top heavy. Let's do some size comparisons. So here I have a TWSBI VAC 700. We can see the VAC is just a touch longer than it, but design-wise, you can just see this is a much better looking pen than the TWSBI. There's that, and then we'll do a Lummi Safari here, and it's maybe just a touch longer than the Lummi Safari, but full-size pen here. Going to be doing the writing sample on a Papermind Mitsubishi bank paper notebook. These notebooks are excellent with fountain pens, and for Blake's Broadcast viewers and subscribers, you can get 10% off with code BB10 at checkout. Asvine P36 Bach, and this is a fine nib, and this is Kobe Luxury Red, a really nice ink. Keep having that problem. Over some fast writing. Okay, so I have zero issues with the performance of this pen. It does not skip. It's very reliable. This is a really nice writing pen. In terms of flexibility, there really isn't much. It's pretty much a nail. Reverse writing, that's getting really faint, but it does it, and it's not super scratchy. So I'm going to say yes, it can do reverse writing. This is a really nice performing pen. I am very happy with it for $55. I think I probably prefer this to a TWSBI. So what are my pros and cons for the Asvine P36 fountain pen? There's a lot to like here. I think this pen looks really cool with the titanium trim and clear body. It has a very nice modern appearance. The build quality, from what I can tell, is very good. The piston is smooth moving. The nib writes really nicely. And it's only $55 or $45 if you get the Asvine nib version. This, I think, for me, is a pen that I now probably prefer more than a TWSBI. Now, the TWSBI polycarbonate, I think, does feel nicer than this plastic, but the looks of this are better, and the titanium trim, it just has a more premium feel to it. The pen writes really nicely. It's a very comfortable size with a comfortable big grip section. And for a metal grip section, it's not too slippery. It's kind of a brushed finish. So it's not a slippery kind of grip section. It holds a good amount of ink, and it's of course a demonstrator, which is always fun. It's pretty easy to clean out. In terms of cons, the Asvine name, don't really like that name. Don't know what it means. Can't really find any information about this particular company. I know the pen's made in China, but I don't think I really know any more than that. And nib options, when we go back to comparing it to TWSBI, you only get extra fine, fine, medium, and broad if you go with the Bach version, or if you go with the $45 Asvine nib version, you only get extra fine, fine, and medium. It would be really nice if we could have some stub nibs, but still, as it is, this is quite a nice pen, and I think I like it better than my TWSBIs, which I really like TWSBI. So very happy with this. I do want to try another Asvine pen with an Asvine nib. If there's one that you want to see me review, let me know in the comment section. I haven't decided which one I'm going to buy, but I will be doing another Asvine review in the future. So that's pretty much it. Do you guys have this pen? Do you like this pen? Let me know in the comment section below. If you like this video, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more fountain pen paper and ink videos, please hit that subscribe button. Thank you so much, and until next time.